Hey folks, Robbie Payne with Chrome Unbox coming at you today with a live unboxing. It is our first time actually going live on YouTube to do an unboxing, and if this works out and we like the result and things go pretty well, then we might start doing this on a more regular basis going forward, because the nature of unboxings in general is pretty low key, and it kind of feels a little silly to overproduce those particular videos versus our review videos. And so we thought we would give this a try today, see how the interaction goes, um, and if it works out and is good, then we'll move forward and maybe do more of this in the future. So what I would like to ask you, and I know I'm not going to catch everybody right now, but we're going to unbox this thing, and afterwards we're going to save some time for some questions. So if we see questions coming up right now, the way that this is being filmed, I can't see your questions anyway. If Joe sees quite a few of those, he's probably going to chime in and say, we're going to take questions at the end so that we can kind of turn this around and I can see your questions. So without further ado, let's look at this thing. Now, we grabbed this from Best Buy. Grab something to cut with. That's not going to work. Should have thought this through. So we snagged this from Best Buy. We had an article go out today that there are some stock issues apparently, and while Amazon has sent out a few, a majority of them have not gone out yet. Best Buys are seeing limited stock, and then other retailers such as B&H, ABT, Adorama Camera, for instance, are all still showing pre-order status. We've reached out to Samsung for some comment as to what is going on exactly, because it's hard to believe that they didn't kind of see this coming. So here's the application. We got a quick start. It looks like there's like a little grabber in there for the SD card. I put an SD card in the Pro that we reviewed. Did not have to use that to get it out, but it's there. This is likely, this would stay open. Maybe do it this way. Yeah, charging block. Again, nothing crazy here, but it is a USB-C charging block. This does not fold in or detach. And then we've got the USB-C end here. And just like the Pro, I'm sure that this one will charge very, very quickly, which is very cool. All right, let's get into this. Nothing real fancy going on here. I was kind of hoping they'd gussy it up a little bit for this particular device, but not so. This looks like the packaging for most Samsung Chromebooks. We're going to get this whole box. This does still have the big square Samsung box. All their Chromebooks have come in those prior to this. Got a little bit of plastic back here around the hinge. That's interesting. And we've got plastic on all the feet. And I normally wouldn't take the time to do this, but then it would be sliding around the whole time I'm trying to do stuff. So we're going to take these off real quick. Other than that, looking pretty good. Again, we're not seeing anything new or unique here from a design standpoint. These are really weird. For perspective, in just a second, I'll pull the Chromebook Plus up here, and you're going to see like they're literally, this is literally the exact same chassis. Let's open her up. We do see a sticker down here, Chromebook Plus, so that we know that this is not the Pro. And likely, like other Chromebooks, it's probably not going to start up without me plugging it in first. Nope, so let's do that real quick. If you all haven't already watched the Samsung Chromebook Pro review, the only difference between this device and that device is the internal processor. So here we're met with the ARM processor. It's being relabeled, kind of white labeled as an OP1. It's the Rock chip 3399, technically. And it's going to score around 10,000 probably on Octane. We're going to run that real quick for you, versus the 21,000 on the Pro. However, because Android in general is built mainly for ARM processor devices, from what we've seen, it looks like Android apps might work a little bit better on this one than they do right now on the Pro, and that's probably just for the time being. But yeah, other than that, guys, this literally feels, if you want more detail on all this kind of stuff, go watch the Chromebook Pro review. It is the exact same chassis. It feels no different. The screen looks just as exceptional. Everything looks gorgeous. And we're installing a system update. That is the problem with doing stuff live. 7 minutes. So if this actually is going to take 7 minutes, we're not going to sit here and look at this for 7 minutes. That's moving along okay. How many people we got watching right now? Handful. Okay, so we got a couple minutes while this is downloading an update. I do want to get an Octane because I've had a lot of questions about Octane scores. I'd love to run it on camera for you so you all can see it. So let's do our questions real quick while we've got a few minutes. I think that might be a wise use of our time. So we're going to flip the camera around here. And we're going to go front facing. Let's see.
Someone asked about the stickers, Robbie.
Sorry.
I think those stickers will come off.
Energy Star, look, if you can, I don't know if you can point this. We've got a stabilization on the, I'm also do that right on camera right now. So Energy Star one in general comes right off. No issues. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope this one comes right off as well. Most time the manufacturer ones come off easily, and this one looks good. Yeah, no residue. So there you go. No stickers. That's the bummer about the Intel powered ones. They always have that Intel sticker, and that is not simple to get off of your device. All right, so what we got here? Will it come in black? No, this device will uniquely be this silver, and the Pro will uniquely be black. What's the pen like and how does it lag? I will gladly pull it out and do a couple jots here in just a few minutes. Full review on the Pixel phone. I'm not sure if there's an appetite for that. We could do that, and I've been rocking it since I got it. So kind of went back and forth on whether or not I was going to keep that phone, and decided to stick with it because it's just too awesome. Packaged boring, yes it was. Outside the Play Store, yes. There's a way to run apps outside the Play Store. You have to switch your Chromebook into developer mode and then set that setting in your Android settings just like you would on your phone, and then you can sideload apps. Upcoming Chrome OS tablets, absolutely we will review those. I would like to own one for myself, and I know a few other people that would like to. Price on this device is $449 plus tax and or shipping depending on where you buy it.
Had quite a few questions about Flip compared to this device and the Pro.
We, as I answered earlier today on our video, we are definitely going to have a video of the Chromebook Pro and the Chromebook Flip C302 side by side within the next few days. Is that fair? That will be going. We've got the footage. It's in the process of being editing. That stuff takes a little bit of time. So we'll have that video out. How we're going to handle doing this against the Flip, likely will be probably doing a video showing the AC or the Samsung Pro and Samsung Plus side by side, so you can see more of their differences specifically. Because to redo an entire review, for instance, seems to be a little bit much for a device like this, where everything is literally the same other than a processor. Yes, correct. It does have to be in dev mode, so you'd have to, not in dev channel. Don't be confused there. You have 3 channels of Chrome OS, and then you have different. You can put it in developer mode. You have to switch to developer mode, just like you would on an Android phone. You have to be in developer mode on Android in order to actually sideload applications. Well, I think that's true. I could be mistaking that. You do have to be in dev mode on Chrome OS in order to sideload apps. All right, so we are back up and running, and we're going to just browse as a guest real quick. Let's see what kind of fun we can get into. So let's look at some Octane. And again, this screen is searingly bright. We're in a pretty bright room right now with a lot of sunlight, and it's honestly at full brightness. It's brighter than it should, than you actually need to use it. So we're down at about 75% brightness right now. So we're going to let this guy go. I would be shocked if it comes anywhere anywhere too far over 10,000. And you can see some of these early scores. Basically, Octane is a JavaScript benchmark built by Google, and so it's testing all the things that browsers would do and be good at. So since Chrome OS is based on Chrome in general, browsing speed and the ability to render web pages really well, that's honestly the best thing it could do. Keep in mind, Octane doesn't necessarily mean it's going to like run games or 3D content any better. It doesn't do a lot of GPU testing, and so Octane doesn't take into consideration that this thing has a bunch of pixels on the screen. It's just running JavaScript tests and those kind of benchmarks in the background. So that stuff has nothing to do with how many pixels are on the screen. So yeah, 9458 is what we're going to get. I would guarantee you, I'm not going to take up time doing it, but if we close this and ran it a couple more times, we could probably eke it up over 10,000. That's about all you're going to get. For reference, a lot of the Braswell devices, the Acer Chromebook 14, things like that came out last year, we're getting somewhere in the 7,500 to 9,000. So raw speed wise, this thing's going to keep up and or best those devices. And so let's just load up the Verge. I use that a lot.
Is brightness all the way up, Robbie?
No.
There we go.
And so you can see browsing through websites, it loaded this up nice and quick. We're not getting any checkerboarding or anything weird like that. And again, the Verge has a ton going on. So it's a heavy website. If I could type. In general, our website's not too terrible on load speed, but there's a lot of assets that have to load in for this one. No real issues there. We're going to pop these into separate windows. Not too shabby there. You're seeing a little bit of frame rate drop, but nothing unusable. So let's pop the pen out. It's not going to let me do a note because I'm not logged in. That's really annoying because I don't have Google Keep on here. All right, so I guess I'll have to log in to test that real fast. Live TV, folks. Another thing to keep in mind while we're doing this, don't base a ton on this. Again, we're going to do a review video of this. We're just going to do it in comparison, basically, of the Pro, so that we're not talking about everything under the sun again. We're just going to talk about all the things that are different with this one than with the Pro. And it's going to take a second because all of our stuff has to load in. Here it comes. We're not going to get into that just yet. There we go. All right. Here we go. So this is the last thing we're going to test here. And this is the pen lag. If it will load up. All right. And again, I don't want to test too much against this because right now it's installing everything in the background. So there's probably going to be some of this that lags just because. And right now it's pretty laggy, I'm not going to lie. Starting to catch up a little bit. But it's struggling right now. Again, we're installing all of our stuff, extensions and everything in the background, so this is probably something better left for me to spend a few days with and then get back to you guys on. But that's the main thing that we're going to be looking at with this device over the next, I don't know, week or so. What I want to do is say, okay, go watch the Pro review if you want to talk about anything externally. What we want to focus on over the next week or so with this device is how it runs on day-to-day operations. So is it going to be able to get work done? Are you going to be comfortable using it as a third device, or could it be a replacement device? My inkling is it's probably going to be a third device type thing. Use it around the house. It's a secondary thing you take down to the coffee shop, that kind of stuff. But I want to give it some time. I want to make sure it's seen and then let you guys know. So for now, that's been all. When this thing is posted onto YouTube, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, guys, we'll see you.